Yup, you could say I got a lot of work done a couple nights ago. The amount of parts that are adding up here is getting to be quite ridiculous. I don't even think I've showed anyone this yet. I got an intake, and I'm pretty sure I've said it, but it finally came in. It was all separated, but what I didn't know is when you get an intake, you can get either just the intake, the post-math hose, and then also the air box. You can get it all separate, you can get it all together, you can get a little combo deal. I didn't get the air box because I'm just going to be running it I'm going to get the air box is what I should say, but I don't have it yet because I'm just going to be running this on my base map, and I'm not going to be like running like super crazy numbers, so this is all I needed for right now. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty dope. I put it all together, kind of test fit some stuff. It's going to go like over there, if you can imagine that, kind of like that. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure what needs to go. I know this is for the blow-off valve, and then there's 3 holes over on that side that I got to figure out. There's all the instructions on how to actually assemble this this inlet. But I was looking up a bunch of stuff about the Perrin 3-inch inlet, and I thought it was good, but I should have done more research because there's a bunch of people saying they're like running into problems as far as it fitting. I knew it was going to be a tight fit as far as the intake manifold and fuel lines, like squeezing it through, and I did have a tough time actually putting it in there. But there's a lot of people saying it just doesn't fit around the turbo that well, and I was kind of test fitting it around this because this is the inlet for the turbo. It seemed to fit okay. Maybe it's just hard to assemble when it's like actually on the car, and I took mine off, so it might be easier. I don't know. I'm wishful thinking here, and I hope it is going to be easy. But there's a few things about this inlet that I'm not entirely sure. Like I think this gray plug, you have to put like a pin in it or something for like a PCV block off diagnosing port or something. I don't know. I was super confused in what the instructions were saying, but I'm not going to worry about it until I get there. I'm just going to worry about doing step by step, putting things together. Like as we can see here, I was putting some more hoses right there, but of course, like I said, there's always going to be things that like you forget about, like when you're completely rebuilding an engine. Like I said, like the thermostat that I still need to get, and also a bunch of hoses like for like PCV, some coolant hoses like down here. There's like a few things, like all these hoses I want to replace obviously because it's like I'm already here, and then there's some people saying that like Mishimoto hoses aren't that good, even though they're like $100 cheaper than like the Samco ones. So it's like, do I just spend $300 on Samco ones? I don't know. I feel like I'm going kind of on a rant, but basically what I'm trying to say is there is a few more things that I need to buy before I drop it in the car that I wasn't expecting to buy. It's like another like $500, so I'm just like... But I know those are really the last things I need to get, so not to worry about it. We're definitely making progress. Anyway, let's get into the meat of today's video. So like I said in my last video, I'm going to my friend's house to go pick up my Uppipe and film a little bit of him actually making it. He's going to finish it today. So like I said, this is a stock, super ugly one, and we will see a comparison at the end of today's video when that is all finished. I'm going to head to his house in about an hour and a half or so. So basically what I'm going to do right now is give you guys a little walk around of what I did a couple days ago as far as basically almost finishing my intake manifold. So let's go ahead and get straight into that. So what you guys haven't seen obviously is I finally got all of my fuel situated. Besides, I need to go to Subaru and get some more fuel line because I had to cut this to actually take it out, because the way that you do it is you have to take off this bolt, there's another bolt over here, and you have to kind of fish it through this right there. That's literally the hole you have to fish everything through. You have to take off the TGV, and this is like the area that you have to work with right here to kind of slip it all the way through. And then obviously this isn't even connected, so this is the easy side. Anyway, it was really difficult, and you have to cut the lines to actually make it work. So I need to get 1, 2, 3, 4 more lines, just these little fuel lines here. And what else I did is I got my injectors installed, as we can see, on both sides. For whatever reason, this side was a lot easier to do than this side, probably because this is the side I started with and I wasn't really sure how they win it, but I figured it out. And also, you would think that these little adapters would go straight like that. That's the first way I had it installed. But when you actually put it on the engine, it gets in the way. So the way you should do it right when you first install is pull these guys this way, pull this one that way, and get them out of the way. As weird as it may look, because I'm just kind of OCD and I wanted everything all straight, but it will not fit straight with this adapter, so you have to turn it to make room for kind of like these AVCS lines is kind of like what they hit those guys, so you have to get them out of the way. There's a little tip. And also putting this inlet in before routing would actually be a little bit easier, obviously, because instead of pushing it through, you could just take these bolts out and then bolt it all down and kind of sandwich the inlet instead of squeezing it through. That's another tip. And then as far as routing the harness, it was pretty easy. I did take a bunch of like photos and videos of how it was all routed. There's only like a couple screws that actually hold it down, and then all the wires kind of fall into place. Like for the throttle body right here, this one obviously just like it wanted to fish that way, and then over here as far as like the injectors go, like they all just kind of fell into place. That's kind of like how I knew where they went. And these are the little adapters from the stock OEM all the way to here. Everything was super easy there, just plug and play, made it really nice. You can see my injectors, bada bing, bada boom, looking dope. And see how nice that fit and finish is all the way through. Super nice from IG. So this is how it's going to be sitting actually in the engine bay, and just all this will be exposed. So I was super excited to see how it's actually all gonna look with this little parent inlet looking pretty dope. And also I ended up wrapping a bunch of tape around this just to make it kind of black and stealth, because before it all looked like that color tape that's just like OEM for whatever reason, looks freaking gross. So then I made this all sexy, made it all look all good. So basically I was just cleaning up everything to make sure my engine bay is going to be looking tip-top shape. Hopping in the race car, rolling out right now, trying to get there on time. Finally back home with this beauty right here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the video with throwing this thing on there and seeing how it all fits up with the turbo, seeing if everything's good. I'm gonna go ahead and get straight into that right now because it has been a super long day of filming and I cannot wait to edit this video. Look at this bad boy fitting like a glove. Alright, let's throw the turbo on. I don't want to be that guy, but I honestly don't know who's doing it on YouTube like I'm doing it right now. I'm sorry, but I am way too stoked with how this came out. The turbo is now mounted on. Tell me this fitment isn't unreal. And if you're from the Bay Area and you have a Subaru and you don't get an Uppipe made from this guy, I don't know what you're doing. He's a freaking boy. His name's Mike. Hit him up. Please look. Just I'll give you a moment of silence. Wow, there's the turbo. Bada bing, bada boom. Check the fitment. Check the fitment. Boom. Right next to the head. This is the one. Look how close that is. That is perfection. With the old Uppipe that I had, the turbo, I was gonna have to shave a little bit of like the bell housing right here. I was gonna have to shave a little bit, but I got just enough space now to where everything fits perfect. Nothing's hidden. Now check out this beautiful piece of art. Oh my God. Tell me you're not dying inside. Tell me you're not. Look at that. Primo. All of it. Perfect. How is your weld doing? You better hit him up. I'm telling you right now. My friend actually has his own company. It's BDR Fab, and he can actually make you an Uppipe if you want. So go ahead and hit him up on Instagram. You can either do his company page, which is BDR Fab, or at Subitech. I'm gonna go ahead and have both of the Instagrams down below. I'm sure he is more than happy to make you guys Uppipes. If you're from the Bay Area, I would for sure hit him up if you have a Subaru and you like what you see here and you want a little bit more, typically if you have a bigger Uppipe as far as diameter goes, you'll have better top end. Most likely it's gonna sound pretty gnarly too. So if you guys like what you see right here, go ahead and hit him up, tell him that I sent you, and he'll definitely hook you up with an Uppipe. I think that's going to be it for today's video. Again, make sure you hit up the boy if you need an Uppipe made. I am super tired and I'm pretty sure I didn't even eat today, so I'm going to go ahead, get something to eat. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.